Fingers crossed. Yay!
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm a little bit late.
No, you're fine. I was just trying to keep talking. I mean, it usually is my speciality, but today I was like, oh god.
Yeah, it's live presenting.
I know, it's strange. It's kind of weird being the host, not the kind of participant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's not a manual on how to do Instagram stories. I've done it before where you're like, who am I adding at what point? And Jesus.
Yeah, totally. Are you
Thanks for having me, by the way.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for doing this. Do you want to start with a song and then we'll have a quick chat and then you play another one? Is that all right?
Yes,
amazing.
Sure.
Awesome. Here we go.
I'm going to do an Amazon song.
Great.
Because I can usually remember the lyrics. This one's called 25. I'm playing a guitar, by the way. I know you can't.
I don't know how to look at you. I don't know if I should stare at you or not. I'm kind of like... Go on.
There you go. Not yet 25, they'll be kicking down the doors. Not yet 25, too loud to be ignored. Heard it on the vine, the side became a roar. There's this song I've been singing kind of wrong, but I mean it. If I write these words, could it start a spark in me? If I said them loud, could it summon some belief? Not yet 25, afraid of coming clean. This song I've been singing kind of wrong, but I mean it. Lately, I've been dying to ignite the fire deep down. I know it's all in vain. There's nothing there to lie. Now if I write these words, they can start a spark in me. If I said them loud, could it summon some belief? I'm not yet 25, afraid to come in clean. There's this song I've been singing kind of wrong, but I mean it. Lately, I've been dying to ignite the fire deep down. I know it's all in vain. There's nothing there to lie. Thank you.
Yay! That's so sick.
Yeah, I know. I when I tuned it at the beginning of the song, I tuned it out of tune. So I was kind of when you're if you ever get the moment when you know a particular string's out of tune, so you're bending it with your finger in the chord,
I'm guilty.
I think it's there.
My guitarist on the other side of the stage is always just looking at me what
is that
what even is that? Yeah, he's just what are you doing? But is that single of Future Dust then?
Yeah, that was a single of Future Dust, and we it was one of those ones where I thought it was a kind of a good theme for the whole record, so we did a reprise for it as well with this gorgeous pump organ and mandolins and stuff at the end of the record.
Amazing. So how was it? Because I know Future just came out in January, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then you must have.
Oh no, that came out in it came out in May last year.
Oh really? Huh. Okay. So I was going to say, so you haven't.
Oh yes, sorry. Yeah, we did an expanded new edition with extra songs on it in this January.
Oh, okay. So it makes
you've
right. been promoting out of season, and you were last year promoted the record.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's great. Yeah, awesome. Okay. That was my questions were going to be so how's promoting when you can't promote it? But
no, thank God we aren't. I feel so lucky that we kind of done the lion's share of the work last year.
Yeah, totally. Were you writing a new album or releasing new music?
Dude, yeah. Yeah, I'm up to my eyeballs in new stuff, and I was listening to this interview with Kevin Parker on a podcast literally this morning, and it was him and Rick Rubin. Have you heard of the podcast called Broken Records? And it's Rick Rubin doing this like music podcast where he talks to like people, just like great musicians, and has really in-depth like conversations with them, with lots of different musicians, Yola and the guys from Black Keys and White Stripes, like Jack White and stuff.
It's incredible, yeah.
Yeah, it's just good stuff. And Kevin Parker said he describes like writing the record as being like lost in the woods. You know, when you're kind of surrounded by music and songs, and like this song's not quite finished, but then this one's done, and then this one doesn't have a chorus. You're like in the woods, you can't even see the way out. But then somehow by the end of it, like you get yourself out. You know, I've got an album.
Like, for me, it's like a concept. So like with this record, I was planning on writing a different record almost. I had a concept for a different record, and then I just didn't write to that. So another. Like, I had this idea from, like, a tour, like a support tour, you know, a year ago. And it was this song, which I won't give away the title. And then it just turns into this whole world a year later. It's crazy how you can recycle stuff you've been writing without even knowing what you're writing for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Was that the last record that you put out, or is the one that you're writing now?
The one that I've written that I'm, like, you know... I've got so much like unreleased demos and you know, unreleased music. I was mid-recording it when this went down, so it was like... Wow.
Where were you recording?
So I record I was recording it in Nashville and LA, but I wrote it in upstate New York. You know me, like...
Yeah, where in upstate New York is it?
So it's called Palinville. It's
Ooh.
Have you been up there? Because you did promo in New York, right?
Yeah, we did, and there's something about upstate New York that has this mythology that we haven't been able to like visit yet, like Woodstock and all those kind of places, right? And the Catskills and all this. I'd love to go. And
you totally have to. Like, even if you just get like an Airbnb or something, like that's exactly where I wrote the whole of this next record. I didn't expect to. I was like, you know, I just went up there again to see some friends that I'd met, you know, there in my last record, and then boom. So I can't explain it to you. We've got, next time you're in New York doing the promo stuff, like, you got to drive up.
Get out of the city, man.
Oh, it's so, I don't know what it is. It's some magic though, seriously.
I really liked, we did our first tour of the States in January and February, actually, and we managed to like squeeze everything in before everything kicked off. Yeah. And we loved Washington State and Oregon.
Oh, really?
Those were the ones Oregon. That I was like, this is like this forest, a whole state of forest. This is unbelievable. I loved it. It was so cool.
Yeah. Oh, I remember because I saw your Pace session. That's how I knew you guys were in America. Yeah. I was like, you were like rocking and doing this thing.
Dude, the like collection of like crazy like live recordings and masters and stuff that they have in that place is outrageous.
Their whole library. For anyone who doesn't know it, you literally walk in and it's like wall to wall, just music. And people and like artists you completely love, and you're just like, what? And then you play in the middle of it, and it's so new. The same as KCRW, that's the same. You walk in and...
Oh, we haven't done that. That'd be amazing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you will when we finally get out of this lockdown. But
yeah, for sure.
All right, should we play one more song?
Oh no, I wanted to talk to you about something.
Oh.
Sheryl Crow is a massive hero of mine, and I just wanted to talk to you about. You know when you did that song with her?
Yeah.
Like one of my favourite songs as well from that her self-titled record. It's got so many good songs in it, and Change You Do. You get like, how did that happen?
I mean, I think it was set up by Spotify, and it was a women kind of in Americana, I think, from what I could gather, because Bonnie Raitt was also there as well, and I was freaking out. I didn't speak to Bonnie Raitt because I was just like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But Sheryl was like so lovely. It was part of the Americana Awards thing. We were all there, all singing.
Right.
And for some reason, you know, I got chosen to do that, and she was the nicest, most inspiring lady, like, so sweet.
She's got a studio in Nashville, I think, or somewhere in Tennessee. And Casey Musgraves did her record at that studio. I was like, I think I found something online about it.
I didn't realise Sheryl did that there. Okay.
Yeah, Sheryl Crow's got like it's like part of her like house compound. like part of her estate essentially. And she's got this like fully working studio that people come in and out of. And the the Casey Musgraves record.
That is
done there, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was all kind of connected. I guess Nashville kind of does feel like that. Yeah.
I also wanted to talk to you about the Newport Festival with Dolly Parton and Brandy Carlisle.
You're interviewing me here. I was meant to be talking about your music. I'm like,
no. You've done fun stuff.
But yeah, Newport was sick. It was just, because you mentioned Yola as well. You know, she's always in the same sort of things I end up doing in America, and her voice. I remember her singing that day and just being like, wow, she's killer. I mean, she was nominated for a Grammy this year as well, which is, you know, wild. It's so good. But yeah, I mean, I think what was important for that event was it was all about women in music, and I can't explain to you being next to Dolly with all these powerful artists kind of standing there. You know what I mean? And it just felt quite historic in a sort of, you know, great way.
I love following that scene, like the Brandy Carlisle kind of almost like orchestrates it, and people kind of gather around her, and like everyone from like, I don't know, Jason Isbell, and then like people like yourself from overseas, or like Hosier can kind of get involved. Yeah. I love that sense of like community. It's like this kind of folky country community thing going on. And
I think it's like songwriting. From what I can gather, it's everybody, you know, Brandy, like she writes all her own tunes, and the same as Hosier in a way. Like I've seen him kind of working and writing, and I think there's such an element of who they are in their music, and I think that's the common thread in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? What was the theme of your Future Dust record? What did you find do you write about yourself or like others more? Or?
Yeah, I think Future Dust was an interesting record. It was quite a what's the word? It was a bit of a struggle, really. Just lyrically trying to work out like, who am I? What is my lyrical like voice? And I've actually found this record that I'm writing at the moment so much more freeing to just realise that you don't have to like excavate your own feelings at all times. There are actually like some really interesting stories to be told that not even mine. Do you know what I mean? To kind of almost tell other people's stories or other things, and read newspapers and just kind of pick bits and bobs out of that, rather than like, have I had a breakup recently? Like that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean?
Do you find like you torture yourself or cause drama in your own life to write about?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, and I've got to a point now, I'm in a relationship, and I don't want to do that. I want to, you know, stick around and find other stories and things like that.
Well, you're happy, you know, when you're with someone you love, you're happy, and you don't want to like sabotage it in some sort of quick way to make like great songs. Yeah,
exactly.
You
exactly,
know?
All in the name of that. I mean, what's the point? I mean, there's plenty of breakup songs.
Is this is what you're writing going to be about this relationship?
Oh, yeah. So basically, it's kind of she lives in Los Angeles, so it's very it's about basically lyrically, it's about basically how we like build bridges to kind of make that gap a little bit less. You know, it's like 6,000 miles, and you've got to like be creative at how you make it feel like you're closer. Yeah, and it's somehow kind of somehow worked out that everyone's in the same position now because we're in quarantine, and we actually have to work out how to make our work.
But that's so mad, literally, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the last two records, it's all a bit dark, and I got to a point actually where I don't see why the darkness, like going dark with your lyrics and negative, like I don't know how that helps anyone. Yeah. So I actually want to make much more like, I don't know, like positive contributions, like uplifting music. You think about like that explosion of rock and roll and stuff in the 60s, folk and R&B and stuff. Like they're talking about civil rights, they're talking about Vietnam War and all this stuff, and it's so like uplifting, and they want to have a party.
It's freedom, isn't it? They try to like, you know, try and make everyone feel free in their music, like especially all that stuff you just mentioned.
Exactly, instead of just like doom and gloom. Like, do you know what I mean? Like let's fucking Sly and the Family Stone at like Woodstock or Buffalo Springfield, what it's worth, or like the Beatles come together getting better. Like, oh my god, these are like the songs that I want to listen to during these times. You know, I want to put on Petty, I want to put on Dylan, I want to put on Lennon, you know, Instant Karma. Fucking hell, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put on like sad shit. I want to I want to like have fun, basically.
Oh, that's sincere. Did you realise that before lockdown or after? Just out of curiosity, that what you wanted to write more.
I think I was thinking about it before lockdown, and then the lockdown has really focused about what I want this next Amazon's record to be about and how I want it to be perceived, because it's all very riffy and rocky and stuff, but actually my head's not there. We're talking about, like, you know, I listen to Brandy Carlisle all day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the substance of the writing, the substance of the song, and who you are. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, a song craft. That's what it's all about, rather than like 5 minutes later.
Amazing. Yeah, no, definitely. Well, we're out of time.
Yeah, no, but I didn't want to write.
You didn't want to write another one. I knew it. You were like. So anyway.
No. I wanted to talk.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's been so lovely. You're the best, genuinely. Thank you so much for chatting. Are you going to leave, or do I make you leave?
No, I shall leave. You stay on
and
keep it going, and you know, have fun with everyone else.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you in a bit. Take care. Bye.